My mom was addicted to drugs for the first 13 years of my life.
I'm begging you to see that if you were to just let go, all of the things that you're terrified of and all of the things that bring you pain and all of the things that have been a tragedy in your life will become something beautiful. You let go of that coin and you let God hold on to you and you will become a different person. We all hide things in our closet, and this channel is about pulling those things out of the dark and facing them.
What's up, guys? It's Pastor Jordan. Today I'm reacting to YelloPain, and the song I'm reacting to this time is Last Time, featuring Jen Miller. And this is the second song that I've reacted to of him, and I haven't seen this one before. So somebody asked me to do Graduation. I've seen it before. I might still do it, but I have seen it before, but I haven't seen this one. I don't know. I'm excited to get into it. I really liked his song Last Time, and I think that he is just an artist. Well, he's one of those artists that doesn't just rap for no reason, but will put a message in his song. So I'm excited to get into it.
I just want to take the time to thank everybody in attendance today. Thank you for identifying yourselves and your name badges. So if you have not, the next time that we meet, hopefully everybody can come on board and identify themselves and their addiction.
Ooh.
However, I'm here to let you know firsthand that after 15 years of recovery, it is possible. I know you waiting for this one.
Ran away again. I can't keep running from the world. And I know saying that the last time, but this time really is the last time.
I know you probably don't know me,
Yeah, I'm really not trying to.
but I always have my eye on you. Just wanna let you know I'm proud of you. Most people call me the world, but I like to go by reality. And the reason you do all that shit to your body because you supposedly mad at me. I love it how you only think about you and the shit that go into your body. I love how you better at feeding addiction and giving your children a mommy. Yeah, I love that shit. Welcome to the world. This what you wanted, I'm guessing. You do what you want to do, get what I give you, but you don't get none of your blessings. 400 years of oppression. I made the Africans suffer one after another. I made a storm in New Orleans. I gave them Katrina. All you heard was cracking and thunder. I done so cracked to your mother. Remember back when I let Hitler round up all the Jews? If I don't let all of that happen back then, do you really think I give a fuck about you? I love it how you blame the world for all of your problems. I thank you for putting your personal struggle ahead of your daughters. So I brought her with me, right in front of you. I want you to witness. All she wants.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I don't know, man. That's creativity. That's creativity at its best. When you're able to it's called anthropomorphism, but it's adding human qualities to something that doesn't, it's not alive, but it makes it so much more real to us, right? When you rap as the world, you're able to say things that you just it communicates it in a way that you can't communicate it in any other way. That's why anthropomorphism is so popular in like poetry and art and different things. I don't know, if you don't know me or you don't know my story, my mom was addicted to drugs for the first 13 years of my life, and my dad too, and that's how it felt. It felt, I don't know, it's already putting it's keeping a gap between the child and the mother. Even right here, just the imagery, that's how it feels. It's probably one of the most painful things I've ever dealt with in my life. And regardless of the parent having problems, or regardless of the whatever it is that they're dealing with, whatever it is that they're struggling with drugs, it takes a heavy toll on the child.
It was your love and attention. All you gave her was your fucking addiction. Now you about to see me unload the weapon. First I gotta cock it back.
What the fuck?
Get the fuck back. I don't want you to try to come save her, cause you're not capable of that.
Yeah.
Look at how you react. Like you love her and shit. Like you don't choose getting the fix over giving your daughter a mother and shit.
You don't know how much I love her. I try to get better, and I do as much as I can.
I know you love her, but once you give her to the world, it might just put a gun to her head.
I don't.
That's how it is, man. When you have parents who are like that, who are addicted to drugs, or who are, they're not living the way that they should be, it sets up the kid for failure every time. Every time. If you're not being the parent that you should be, you're setting up your kid for failure. And of course, the kid's going to get to an age where they can, they make their own decisions, and they can better their life, or they can, they can fight out of it. But most of the time, the kid is watching the parent, and they're going to do whatever the parent's doing. And a lot of times, success breeds success, and failure it breeds failure. And so if you're a parent and addicted to drugs, it's most likely that your kid's going to grow up and become addicted to drugs. And for me, that was one of the toughest things, was knowing that I knew my mom was addicted to drugs by the time I was 9 years old. And that was really tough for me, because when the choices like that came up, and it was more about the fix than it was about me, I knew why. The excuses didn't mean anything anymore, because I knew where she was actually going. I knew what was actually doing. I knew what was going on. And that leaves you with so much pain. And it is exactly like that, where the world has a gun to your head, because your parents are supposed to nurture you. Your parents are supposed to make you grow up. They're supposed to help you, to teach you to be confident, to teach you to face the world, to teach you to get up when you fall. And when our parents aren't there to do that, it makes it so hard for us to be able to do it. I don't know. For me, that was really hard to overcome. And my mom is now clean for a long time. She's been clean for, I don't know, coming close to 10 years. And she's an amazing mom, and she's an amazing person, but those years were rough. And it leaves you with low self-worth. It leaves you with low confidence. It leaves you completely broken, and it feels like the world has a gun to your head, because you're set up for failure. But I want to let you know that if that's you, you don't have to be a failure. You don't have to follow the footsteps of your parents. And maybe your parents are clean now, maybe they're not. Maybe it's the same. Maybe you're still stuck in that situation. But I'm telling you that you don't have to follow the same way. That you can make choices for yourself, and you can be different for yourself, because their life doesn't have to be your life. And when I got saved by Jesus, when Jesus came into my life and showed me that I have value and I have worth to him, even if I don't have value and worth to anybody else, that changed it. That changed everything, because all of a sudden I was empowered, and I knew that I was worth it. I knew that it was worth it to be different. It was worth it to change, because that's exactly where I was. I had gotten to a point where I was ready to kill myself, or I was ready to start using the same drugs, and I was looking for them already. And I had friends, shout out to Albert, who literally would not give me the drugs. They said, no, you're going to get addicted. You're going to ruin your life. No. And I wanted them so bad, and he wouldn't give them to me. But I was ready. I was ready to just throw it all away, because I didn't think I was worth anything. And I got to a point where I was just ready. I was ready to kill myself. And nobody knew it. I never told anybody, because I was really thinking about it. I wasn't calling out for attention. I wasn't cutting myself. I was ready to I would do it one day, and that would be it. And I met Jesus, and Jesus saved me, and he showed me that he loved me, and he showed me that I was worth it. And so all of a sudden I had enough confidence and enough motivation to fight to be different. And now I am. Now I have not built myself to be something, not made something of myself, but God has showed me who I'm supposed to be, and he's made something of me, and he has put me in front of other people to tell them that they can do the same thing. I don't know why I'm going on a rant, but you need to hear that. If you're that little girl, if you're that person that has the world has a gun to your head, and you've been through so much crap, I'm telling you right now that it doesn't have to stay that way. I'm telling you right now that for every parent that has not been there for you, there is a parent up in the sky. There's not in the sky, not like, I don't know, a man in the sky. But there is a real God. There's a real Jesus who died for you. There's a real God who loves you and wants a relationship with you, and who will nurture you and heal you and make those things purposeful. Right? My channel is all about showing that the dark things that happen in our life, the crap like this that we deal with, God will give it a purpose, and then it's not so bad anymore.
Give up on her, please. Don't hurt my daughter. I love her. Just give her a chance.
You can't ask the world for a chance. What the fuck is wrong with you? You gotta make a decision. Either you choose to be present or choose your addiction.
I didn't choose it. It chose me.
You say that you love her, to show me. See, every parent
Yeah.
with addiction is a child getting whatever the world gives them. You wanna protect it? You gotta do better.
Yeah, absolutely. I like my video with my mom. People say that she made excuses, but it's not that. It's not that she made excuses, right? For the longest time, My mom tried to quit and tried to quit and tried to quit and couldn't. And it got to a point where it's like that. It's like you either quit or you're really just gonna, you're gonna do damage to your kids that you can't reverse. And eventually she quit, and that was probably one of the best things for her life and for my life that has ever happened, and my sister's life, because that changed everything. That changed everything, and that has allowed for healing, because she's sorry. She's sorry that it was like that. She's sorry that it took so long, and because she's changed. But for a lot of people, your parents never going to change. For a lot of people, they've been through it. They're 30 years old and their mom is still addicted. I get messages like that all the time. And my message to you first will be sorry. Sorry because I know that hurts. Sorry because I know that that's painful. Sorry because you can be 30, 40 years old and inside you still feel like that little girl. And that's the truth. And that breaks my heart. But it really is that. It's a matter of your priorities. But I will say this. If you're that person, if you're that kid, and you're looking at your parents and you're not understanding how you could never be worth it, let me explain something to you. A lot of times, what keeps somebody stuck in an addiction isn't the fact that you don't matter to them. It's the fact that they don't matter to themselves. Okay? So that can be your story. You can be the kid on one side and your parents on the other side, and you're wondering, why am I not enough for you? Sometimes it's that they are not enough to themselves to be willing to get up and to fight. That was me. That's why I was going to kill myself. That's why I was going to do drugs. Not because it would have hurt anybody else. I didn't care about anybody else. I wasn't thinking about anybody else. I was thinking, I'm trash. I'm not worth it. I'm not worth being alive. I'm not worth the investment. Nobody cares about me, so it doesn't even matter. That's where a lot of them are stuck. And so they're so stuck looking at themselves, looking at how trash they are, looking at how much they hate themselves, that they never, ever feel enough worth to be willing to fight for something more. I think she said this time really is the last time. I don't know YelloPain's story or how he gets so real, but my mom told me that a lot. My mom would tell me that like every time. That's what I'm talking about. That's what gives you a lack of confidence, a lack of motivation to face the world, because people begin to let you down. People begin to break you who are supposed to be building you up, and you learn never to trust anybody. And it doesn't have to be drugs. There's a lot of parents who do that to their kids, and I don't know about you, but I want to be part of the generation that breaks that, because that's a bunch of BS. I want to be part of the generation that breaks that trend, that breaks that cycle, and I want to be able to teach my kids confidence. I want to be present enough to teach my kids to be willing to take risks, and to be willing to get up if they fall down, and to be willing to face life, because we are the generation that isn't. We are the generation that is afraid of everything, and a lot of it comes from our past, a lot of it comes from the way that we were raised, but it's time to make a change. It's time to be willing to look at ourselves in the mirror and say, you know what? My life is worth it. You know what? God loves me. You know what? I'm valuable. You know what? I'm worth fighting for. I'm worth getting up in the morning. I'm worth getting out of bed. And these are things that I have to tell myself daily. Because if I don't, nobody else will. Because if I don't remind myself what God thinks of me, nobody else is gonna. I don't know. Yeah.
You can kick like that. You're getting strong. 2, 1.
That's what I'm talking about. That's the kind of generation that we need to become. And he's saying that with this video, but there's a lot of people who message me, hundreds of people who have messaged me saying, you know what, that's great that your mom quit, but my mom never did. My dad never did. They're dead. They're in a ditch somewhere. I haven't seen them in weeks. All these different things. And And my message to you is know that you're still important, even if they weren't willing to show it to you. And know that it's time to break the cycle. Know that we have to be a generation that does something about it, or we're going to be the same kind of parents. We're going to be the same kind of generation when we get older. And the kids that we have are going to be looking at us and making videos and talking about how we did them wrong. I don't want to be part of that. I don't want to be a part of that cycle. I don't want to be a part of a cycle, period. We're supposed to be a generation of leaders. We're supposed to be a generation of people who make things different, and nobody's going to do that for us. Nobody's going to solve that for us. It's for us to be willing to look at these problems and to deal with them. But all I see is people, who avoid it with TikTok or Snapchat or Instagram or whatever, Netflix. We just avoid the pain instead of dealing with it. But I want to be surrounded by people like that. I don't know. That's really good. That gets me in my feels. It makes me want to cry. It makes me hurt inside, but also I'm grateful for what I have. Mom, if you watch this, thank you for quitting drugs. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. And for those of you watching who are that little girl inside, you're stuck. You're broken. Know that even though they didn't show you worth, God will show you worth, and He will never tell you that you're not worth it. He loves you, and I care about you. So send me a DM, send me something. Let's talk. Let's talk, because I'm willing to talk you off the ledge if you give me a chance to. I don't know. I love you guys. I love making these videos for you. Let me know what else to react to. Oh my gosh, you gotta warn me though if you're gonna make me cry or make me emotional. And I don't know. Leave a like. Go check out my merch store, and go check out my music and listen to my music. And I don't know. Thanks, guys.
They want to bring disgrace to God and leave your purpose impaired. Don't let them fill you with anxiety. Don't give in to despair. Don't let yourself suffer privately. Just call, I'll be there. Don't give up on Christianity. Read that holy book.